Just tell me how the idea of writing a book came about. Was this something you wanted to do or you were approached? Just fill me in on the process of how it got going.
Actually, I want to write a book ever since actually just becoming an Olympian. I think that was pretty cool. But I know once winning the gold, it was a must. You know, my story is just, you know, it's an incredible story. A kid that came from nowhere and you know, got to the highest point, the pinnacle of sports. So I knew my story, you know, being Mexican American, but being American, being labeled as American, winning that gold medal was just a true American victory story.
And I mean, the timing was right, like you said, having won the medal. But at the same time, you had so many personal details that you shared in the book. I mean, at that point, was it kind of difficult to go that direction, knowing that if you're going to tell your story, you got to really bear it all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I look at it, I look at it this way. You know, there's a lot of kids that have been in the same shoes that I've been. So I make sure to get to the details, let them know about the struggles of not having a father, not getting Christmas toys, not having this, not having that, and you know, be triumphant. And you know, you're gonna go through adversity in life, and it happens. It happens to the best of us. And I was one of them. I was one of them that didn't have any shoes growing up. Eventually, you know, I got to the point where I have my own signature shoe, you know, with Adidas. So I get into detail, you know, mainly for these kids to really read and inspire them to be something in life. You know, you're not a thug just because you're Mexican. You're not a gangster because you're this, because you're that. Be somebody.
Was it difficult though, recalling those times?
And you know what? When you speak about it, it's difficult. But when you read about it, it's like whoa. It gets a little more personal. You know, you really think about it. It's in your head. I was actually reading my book yesterday, and you know, just had nothing to do. I had a 5-hour flight, and I read. I'm just like, holy, man, I can't believe I'm here. It's 2009, and everything I wanted in life, what I want to accomplish, the shows I've always imagined of being on, you know, it happened. So it's a dream come true.
Now, with that said, were there even more details or more stories that you would have liked to have had in the book that either got cut out or you just didn't have room for it?
You know what? Everything was said. I think, you know what? I would have loved to have talked about, you know, my mom's life, but obviously it's a book about me. But you know, it talks about mom. But I like for it to maybe have gotten more detail about my mother, the way she came up. But you know, it talked about it. But I don't know. Maybe she should have her own separate book. But for the most part, it was all laid on the line, and I'm happy to say, you know, it's the best book I've read.
Not that you're biased or anything. Right?
Not that I'm biased.
And how about Bill Plaschke? How did you come about working with him on the project?
Bill Plaschke's a great guy. He's so funny. I mean, me and him just clicked off the start. You know, I watched him growing up. You know, on Around the Horn. It's just, I always thought he was always a spazzy dude, just always talking, you know, over everybody. So it worked out perfect. The dude who just, you know, we worked on this book for 6-7 months, and you know, we came out with the name American Victory. And he's a big part of the book. He's supposed to be successful, and it's, you know, having him working along with me.
How about as far as since you've won the medal? I can only imagine how much your life has changed. If you could tell us a little bit about some of the things that have come about since then.
Well, it's changed completely. I mean, I can, you know, especially here walking around Phoenix, people recognize me. You know, I've had a chance to meet, you know, some of the most inspirational people here in the U.S. and in the world, for that matter. I was with Barack Obama 2 months ago at his house. You know, met Oprah Winfrey. You know, I had dinner with Donald Trump. A lot of successful businessmen, celebrities. I met a lot of great people. As many crazy people as there are in this world, man. I think it's double with good people, triple. So I came to understand. I met a lot of friends. It's been a total life changer. I'm not gonna change. I tell everybody, I'm gonna stay the same. I'm gonna be the same me, but you know, with more friends.
How about as far as because of the success you've had, opportunities will come your way either from outside sources or maybe there's things you've always wanted to do that now, because of your fame and success, you'll be able to, you know, launch from your end. Are there things that you're looking to do within your term or long term once you fully get wrestling out of your system and you do something else?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's so many doors. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's so many doors that are open. I just gotta decide which door to take and be committed to it. You know, I don't want to be this, and that, and you know, try to be the best at it. So, you know, obviously there's mixed martial arts. You know, there's hopefully acting. This book comes out, maybe a movie. I know it's gonna become a movie if the right person gets it in his hands, and we're in the worst with that. But you know, obviously the one thing I am gonna do is I'm actually going to school starting January. Actually, right after the book comes out, next semester, I'm going to Grand Canyon University.
Oh, really?
That's my next big step in life, is get my degree, because this gold medal, this book, is not gonna last me, 100 years. When I die, that medal, it's gonna stay here. The book's gonna stay here. The book's gonna burn, and so I'm planning to go to school, get my education.
What degree are you going to pursue, and how did you?
I want to get into business marketing. I like business. I think it's great. So I'm gonna take it on. I want to become a great, successful businessman, entrepreneur.
And how did you decide on Grand Canyon?
On the works, actually through a friend. I think Grand Canyon approached us, with getting a scholarship, not only for me but for my family. And we worked out a situation where they used my likeness, and I used their education.
Now, at the end of your book, you talk about how you basically hung up the shoes at 21, I guess at the time. Is that still holding true? Do you see yourself wrestling again? Or
You'd think so. Like I said, there's mixed martial arts. They're still going back to wrestling. One thing's for sure, don't count me out. I'm having fun. I can finally eat a steak without having to run. I'm healthier now, so I'm happy. We'll see. Don't count me out.
Okay.
Do not count me out, man. I still think about the Olympics. So read the book and you'll find out.
I was going to ask you about that 2012. You haven't ruled that out then?
I haven't ruled it out. The World Championships, I will. You can win 20 World Championships and nobody will know about it. And you win an Olympic title. It's precious. It's every 4 years.
What are some of the factors that'll come into play when you ultimately decide whether or not to go for it in 2012?
That's gonna be commitment. You won't see me traveling no more. I'm gonna be stuck in the restroom like a caveman. So there's a commitment to be the best. You have to be willing to sacrifice. There's gonna be a lot of sacrifice. I'm not gonna be able to go see my friends in the Hamptons.
Right. How about taking things here locally now? You didn't move to Arizona until you were 9, if I remember right, but still a lot of your formative years were here.
I was in Arizona when I was 7.
Oh,
7
7.
and a half.
Okay, well, and from that point on, talk about the years that you did live here and the effect that it had in shaping you and the person that you eventually became.
Yeah, I grew up here in Phoenix. I was born in LA. I lived in New Mexico. I finished high school in Colorado, but this is my home. I grew up here. I went to junior high, elementary, high school here. So Phoenix has the people, the food, the culture, everything. It's shaped me up into what I am today. I love it here. I've been everywhere across the country, all across the world, all across the country. This is home. That's why I live here. So it's definitely made me to a man that I am today.
And you still have a lot of ties here locally?
Oh yeah, my family's here, all my friends. All the time I come out here, it's like a big fiesta.
So with that said, I mean, you look back and you had some of your tougher years while you're here, though, in Arizona, with everything you said. But still, do you look back with those memories fondly, or is it kind of a blend of both? It was tough.
Yeah, man, it's tough, but I think my family's been very charismatic. When things would happen to us, it was always a joke about it. It sucked, those first couple of days, but then afterwards, we always laughed about it. So that's just the way we always were. So it was never like, we looked at struggle as just, something funny. Eventually in the future, we don't want that to happen to us or our kids eventually. So Mom did a great job raising us, and really know how to take things into, it's fun, it's a joke, whatever.
And then just finally, since winning the gold medal, you mentioned how you met the president, Obama, Oprah, Donald Trump, etc. And I read in your book about how I guess you were on a game show in Japan at one point. What are some of the other maybe more unique things that have come about your way that have taken place that only came about because of your victory?
Yeah, you know what? I've had a chance to go to Iran as a goodwill ambassador, for the U.S. And, it's crazy out there. This so-called enemy country. Having this Mexican American kid go out there and try to make peace against the U.S. and Iran. So it was that was another great story where we can come together like we do on the map. With these two different countries that have nuclear missiles on the line. So going to Iran was a great experience, getting a chance to be hugged by a Middle Eastern and not care of your color or your race or your nationality or what country you're from. So that was another great story I can really think of, is going out there and shaking hands with these people and making peace.
And how about on your finger, you have the ring. If you could just, is that for winning the gold medal, or give us a little bit of story regarding that?
That's for winning the gold medal. They call this the Rock. You know, everybody gets an Olympic ring, like for being an Olympian, but when you win the Olympics, they put extra diamonds in there for you. So I take this out, whenever I have special occasions.
And how about the medal? Where do you have that?
My medal is actually my mother's. After I won the Olympics, I felt like I stole the medal. I said, nah, I gotta give it to its rightful owner. So my mom's, I'm traveling with it right now, but it's eventually gonna be in my mom's hand in the next 4 years. So 2012, I'm no longer be carrying it with me because there's gonna be a new Olympic champ. So I can't say I'm the current champion.
All right, excellent.